All right, welcome everybody. So I was sitting on a train in China going over 300 kilometers per hour, and it didn't feel fast at all. I only believed it when I saw the speed displayed inside the cabin. It was that smooth, and the ticket cost less than a short domestic flight in the United States. So how does China make high-speed rail this fast, this cheap, and this normal? So I remember on my most recent trip to China, I arrived at a massive railway station in Shenzhen, and the station had airport-style security, but it was fast. And there was organized boarding and assigned seating. So I took my seat, and after a while, the train smoothly accelerated, which was barely noticeable. And one of the things that always strikes me when I ride high-speed rail in China is just how routine it feels. People act like it's just normal travel. And trains in China are generally sociable, with people chatting, families laughing, a bit louder than some other countries. And the ride from Shenzhen to Xi'an was around 10 hours, and I sat next to someone who chatted almost the whole way in Chinese, which was somewhat exhausting, but very educational and memorable. And he explained how fast the high-speed rail network developed and how much it's changed the country. And what struck me wasn't just the speed, it was how completely routine it felt. And then I looked at the ticket price, and that's when I really started wondering how this system works. So it's very easy to buy high-speed rail tickets in China. You can buy them using Alipay or WeChat on your phone, or you can buy them in person at the station. And you select your train, you pick your seat, and you pay. And at the gate, Chinese passengers scan their ID cards, and foreigners scan their passports. It's all seamless, with no printing of tickets needed. And there's multiple departures daily, which makes it easy to plan trips on China's high-speed rail network. And for roughly the same distance as high-speed trains in Japan or Europe, or fast trains, like the Acela in America, tickets in China cost dramatically less. So for example, Beijing to Shanghai, which is around 1,300 kilometers, that's going to be around 80 to 100 US dollars in second class. Comparable trips on the American Acela or the Japanese Shinkansen can cost 2 to 3 times as much. So it's more about efficiency and scale than being cheap. And tickets can be bought weeks or months in advance online on the spot at the station or even the same day if there's space. And boarding is simple and fast, and digital ticketing makes travel predictable and convenient. And everything works so smoothly. It's cheap and it's easy. And you start wondering how it all came together so fast. So construction of China's high-speed rail network began in 2003, and the first major line was the Beijing-Tianjin High-Speed Railway, opened in 2008. And since then, the network has grown explosively in the last decade, over 50,000 kilometers a day, with more coverage than all other countries combined. And China's high-speed rail network connects every major urban region, and new lines are added each year, expanding ever further inland. And we have the major hubs of China's high-speed rail network like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou. And also you have inland cities serving as hubs for China's high-speed rail network, such as Xi'an, Chengdu, Chongqing, and Wuhan. And China's high-speed rail network serves both daily commuters and long-distance travelers. And with over 50,000 kilometers of high-speed rail, China's network starts to feel less like a statistic and more like something you can actually experience. So this just isn't one line, it's a network that connects the country. And people often wonder how China built its high-speed rail network so fast. And the answer comes from a combination of highly centralized government and the world's largest industrial capacity. So in China, you have government-led infrastructure decisions moving quickly, with state-owned enterprises, SOEs. They coordinate construction, rolling stock, and maintenance. And they're supported by the world's largest industrial capacity, which enables rapid production of materials, rails, and trains. And because of this, hundreds of kilometers of track can be built in a single year. And standardized designs reduce delays and costs. And also in China, infrastructure is a long-term national priority. And local governments coordinate to minimize land and permit delays. And once the decision is made, things start moving fast. So what motivated China to build all this high-speed rail? It comes down to China's geography, population density, and the fact that most people in China still don't own cars. So in China, major cities are 300 to 1,000 kilometers apart, which is perfect for high-speed rail. So Beijing, Shanghai, for example, that's around 1,300 kilometers, which is around 4.5 hours by high-speed rail. Also in China, dense population ensures that trains are mostly full, which makes high-speed rail in China economically viable. And also you have frequent departures that make travel convenient for commuters and long-distance travelers. And like I said before, in China, you have the key hub cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Wuhan, and these hubs connect multiple routes efficiently across China's high-speed rail network. So China's geography and population density, along with limited car ownership, make high-speed rail in China unusually practical. So part of what impressed me the most on China's high-speed trains was just how smooth the ride feels. And part of the reason is that passenger trains run on tracks separated from freight, which allows high speeds safely. Also, you have continuous welded rails, which reduce vibrations. And you have standardized train models, like the Fuxing series, which is designed for comfort at high speeds. Also, you have high-frequency departures, which reduce crowding and delays. Also, you have digital ticketing and assigned seating, which minimize chaos when boarding. And everything is coordinated for reliability and consistency. So China's high-speed rail network feels smooth because the system is purpose-built. So in China, not all high-speed rail lines are individually profitable. Some operate at a loss, so the government in China subsidizes these routes as part of a long-term national investment in infrastructure. So the focus is on strategic value and economic integration, not just ticket revenue. So high-speed rail in China connects interior cities to major coastal hubs, which creates new opportunities for trade and business. Also, high-speed rail in China reduces travel time dramatically, which boosts commerce, tourism, and daily commuting options. Also, high-speed rail in China improves regional development, which helps smaller or inland cities grow and integrate. Also, high-speed rail in China shrinks perceived distances, so a journey of 1,000 kilometers feels routine rather than daunting. Also, high-speed rail in China makes travel predictable, approachable, and comfortable for millions of people. And it encourages mobility and interaction between regions, which strengthens social and economic ties. So high-speed rail development in China isn't just transportation policy, it's also development policy. So after all this planning, construction, and engineering, what does China's high-speed rail actually change for people? So you can wake up in one city, have lunch, or attend meetings in another, hundreds of kilometers away. Also, high-speed rail in China reduces the need for domestic flights for most travelers, and it makes long-distance travel predictable and routine. Also, with high-speed rail in China, travel feels approachable and integrated into everyday life. Also, in China, trains are sociable, lively, and part of daily routines. And millions of people experience these benefits daily, making high-speed rail in China normal rather than exceptional. And when you ride high-speed rail in China, you just think that it works. And the fact that it feels completely normal is the most impressive part. So thank you everybody so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have many more coming just like it. Maybe leave a comment if you would. What's your experience on China's high-speed rail, or how might it compare to the high-speed rail in your country? I would like to know. And thank you again, everybody, for watching. I'll see you for next time.